Hello everyone, welcome back to the Marketplace Believer channel. Today I'm here with somebody that I respect a lot. This person is somebody that I've seen do stuff that's in my mind. I'm thinking, how was he able to come up with something like that? I'm here today with Joseph Olaoba. Joseph is a graphic designer, he's a content creator and a motion graphics designer, by the way. He's such an amazing person. Thank you so much for coming. I'm so grateful. So please kindly introduce yourself to our viewers.
Thank you very much, Taiwo, for such introduction. My name is Joseph Olaoba Oladapo. So I'm a medical student of College of Medicine, University of Lagos, and I'm a graphics designer, motion graphic designer also, and a bit of a content creator.
So today, guys, I have a lot of questions for this guy that is right here because I'm a creative myself and I'm really looking forward to the insights that God is going to be giving to us as he starts answering the questions we have here. And honestly, I can't wait. The very first question that I have to ask is, how did your journey into creativity start? We know God is like the creator of the universe and God himself is a creative, and because we are created in God's likeness, so obviously we have creativity inside of us. So there's nothing like I'm looking for creativity somewhere. Creativity is our core nature as believers. So when did you start identifying with that creative part of you? When did your journey start into graphic design, motion design and all that?
My path as a creative started, I think, around 2019. So at that point, I was part of the editorial board for a fellowship, that's the Redeemed Christian Fellowship, Medilag. Then I had no idea. I only knew how to handle the camera. I could not set it, but I knew how to take pictures and all that.
At least you can even do that one.
No, but you know, there was a time where I was asked to make a flyer for a program. And I had no idea what the flyer was. Because I just started, you know. I'm actually then Ambibola Musa, for those of us that know her. I know her as Ambi, yes. So she's that type of person who is always like, you can do it, there's nothing you cannot do. So she's always like, don't worry, just do anything. And I'm like, what do you mean by do anything? So I think I went to my courage, I had the courage on my laptop then. And I didn't know idea. I just put a blank green background. I was clueless. But I couldn't design anything. After then, that was when the COVID break started. I decided that, okay, I was going to learn how to design. Because my drive then was that I wanted to make designs for the fellowship then. I wanted the design to be very good. I wanted the editorial board to improve. So that was when my journey started with graphic design. So I started with attending classes, free and master classes. I did a lot of paid classes. Then for motion, I actually started quite a long time ago, but I didn't quite identify it as a motion graphics. So I started with phone apps and all that, in short, then KineMaster. Then it started basically majorly in 2020. So when I started,
you are part of the people that utilized them.
Yes, I am really grateful for that.
Honestly.
So that was where it started. So that was how my creativity started.
Wow. I think that one of the things that really stood out to me now in what you said is the fact that you were part of a team and all you are thinking about is how I'm going to actually offer value and move this place forward. So it's not about what do these people have to offer me. It was about, oh, I'm coming with the mindset of I'm going to this place. How do I improve this place? Like, how do I add value to this place? That's really nice. Thank you. Second question that I have here is, as a creative, because obviously you are in the media space, you are a creative and all of that, where do you get your inspiration from? Because to be honest with you, there are days I look at some of your works and I'm wondering, how do you come up with designs like this? Where do you get your inspiration from?
Okay, so I think the major place where I get my inspiration from is from social media.
Okay.
Usually Instagram.
Okay.
So when I go to Instagram Explore, when you like some things, it's more of it, such content shows up again. So that's where I get my content, my inspiration from. Then also from Pinterest, for graphic designers that know about Pinterest. Then I also get my inspiration from looking around, basically, just looking around billboard. I love the idea of this. Let me just put it somewhere at the back of my head. And so these are the major ways I get my inspiration.
One thing that is standing out to me now is the fact that even as a creative, you are paying attention to details, to your environment. You can literally come into a room and see some colors being used together, and you are snapping, and you are thinking,
oh, really?
Yes. Nice. So, like, it's the attention to details for me. The third question that I have here is: have there been times where you experienced creative block? Before you go on, can you tell our audience what creative block means?
Okay, I'll try as much as possible. So, creative block is when you are stuck. You can't move forward when you have no idea what's the next thing to do as a creative. Okay, let me just give an example. Creative block occurs when you want to create like a flyer, and from details you got or from the brief you got from your clients or from wherever, you have no idea where to start, or you have no idea what to put together to be able to bring that flyer, to be able to make that design. You are not decisive, basically. You are limited.
Have there been times where you experienced that?
Yeah, quite a number of times. Even though I don't describe it as creative block for me. I don't know. But yeah, looking back, actually, there have been times where I had creative blocks. Quite a number of times, and I don't know what to do. What should I do? And I'm like, okay, should I just take a break? Or I don't know what to do. Yeah, there have been a lot of times where I've had creative blocks.
So how did you navigate those periods?
I pray.
Okay.
So let me explain how it happens. So let's assume I'm making a flyer, a design for an event, and I'm stuck. I'm like, oh, what can I add to this design? I will just say something like, oh God, please help me. I don't know what next to do. That's a form of prayer. Like I've prayed.
Yeah.
Even though it might be uncautious sometimes, like it's acknowledge the fact that I need help. So God, I'm stuck. What can I do? Then after then, I just take a break. Then I try to listen to music, and I also check for inspirations online, social media, something that pertains to what I'm doing. So when I do all of that and I come back, you are fresh. That's basically how I overcome creative blocks.
Yes, to our next question, guys. I said before that I believe that the greatest creative of all time is God. Can you share with us a moment in your life whereby you've partnered with the Holy Spirit to actually create stuff? Has there been times where you're trying to come up with something? Maybe you're designing a flyer. I think somebody once told me that even design can be spiritual. Maybe when you are designing for a fellowship, you are designing, they give you a theme. Rebuild, what does rebuild mean? How am I supposed to do get?
Yes, quite a number of times. Most of my designs are for religious bodies actually. A lot of times I've partnered with God. So a practical example, I do a lot of fictional designs.
Oh, okay.
So fictional means I assume I'm working for a brand.
Okay.
Or a peanut brand or an orange juice brand. Then I design a product package. There was a time where I wanted to create something and I was praying, oh, what can work? Then two images flashed to my mind and I'm like, yes, this is it. This would work. And I started exploring, searching. I'm like, oh, okay. Then things started come together. Okay, put this here, use this content, use this information, use this size, use this color. And before I knew it, it looked like a real brand. My friend was like, oh, Joseph, you're already making money. And I just said, no, this is a fictional brand. By the time I created the chocolate chips packaging, I felt like, it was very good. I partnered with God to create that. As a believer, there's nothing too small to involve God with. Okay, let me give you an example. Was when we were designing, we wanted to hold a program in RCF, and the topic was the flourishing believer. One thing your design should do as a graphic designer, it has to communicate life. Let it draw people. Because the thing is, even though you might not be part of the prayer team, but your design will communicate and bring people to the program. So I was thinking the flourishing believer, what can be in the design? What came to mind was, what of flowers? What do you think about flowers when they flourish? When you pour water to a plant, do you see how the flowers bloom and all that? And that was where the idea came. I started looking for images of flowers, images of specific flowers, hibiscus and all that. And by the time I put them together, in fact, I didn't even need to look extra. I just put my words venue dates, and everything was just beautiful.
Wow.
There was even another design I created for digital skill bootcamp. I was looking, what should I put in this? What image should I put? And walk into mind, okay, put an image of a rocket. So quite a number of times I had to partner with God. It makes my work easier.
What's coming to my mind right now is not only people that are on the altar, those people that are going to talk if there's an event in a religious body. It's not only those people that are going to talk that that are preaching and all. So even as a graphic designer, as a Christian graphic designer, like even your design is actually preaching, doing something. So wow.
Evangelism.
Thank you so much for sharing that. The next question we have here is, how have you been improving your skills? Are there things that you do consistently? Do you take courses? Just feel free to share with us.
Okay, so one of the things, most important things I do to improve myself is attend classes. But there's one thing I know I've learned is, and it's not trying to be humble, it's just a fact. Everybody, in whatever level you are, in whatever skill, that level to someone higher than you is just like a beginner. So there is no limit to which you can learn.
Learning is never
so
it's never stopping.
It's in all spheres, whether a graphic designer, whether a student, whether an engineer, you can't stop learning. But one of the things I do is to pay for classes. When I pay for classes, I'm intentional about it. Because once it has not really cost you, you might not pay too much attention to it. So I attend classes, but for now I've not been able to do that. So one of the things I do is to take up free jobs. When you design for religious bodies like that, you are part of the editorial team, you are not being paid. So it's a form of improving yourself. Okay, let me make the design. Oh, I can do this. Who will help us? Okay, let me volunteer. Volunteering classes are one of the ways that I improve myself. And also I think one of the ways I also one of the things I do to improve myself is I try to replicate designs. Design is evolving. Like now I already have AI in design. So you have to be conversant with these things. You have to continually improve yourself. So those are basically how I improve myself.
To be honest with you, when you said pay for classes, it hits me because I can remember a business course I took last year, the WhatsApp explosive sales course. To be honest with you, it was because of the fact that I paid money for that course. That was the motivation. So in as much as we may see it as, hey, it's my money that I'm supposed to be using to buy shawarma, but it's still adding stuff to yourself. One question that came to mind, this generation now, a lot of people are not into this whole volunteering thing. Everybody wants to get paid jobs. So you get, everybody is looking at me. Will I keep volunteering forever? What have you gained from volunteering?
One of my drive for graphics design is to impact knowledge. So volunteering has really helped me to do that. Volunteering actually does a lot. Apart from improving yourself, you learn to work with people. Because apart from just going to your design board and designing, you also need to learn communication. So working with people is also part of the journey.
Thank you so much. The next question that we have here is, what challenges did you face as a beginner, and even right now that you are above the beginner phase? Yes, I think you're a professional.
As a beginner, one of the challenges, I think the only one I faced was the pressure to monetize. Yes.
That was too
So the pressure to monetize was there. So when I started, it was not there at first. Like I said before, how my creativity journey started was not because I wanted to make money, or because I wanted to make an editorial board better. Perfectionism. I don't know, but I don't think that's a challenge. But I think quite a number of people to have that challenge. So I'm someone who wants to make my work perfect.
Oh wow.
If this image is not at the center, if this image is not at the edge, if the quality of this image is not good, I won't be at rest. If this text is not well aligned, I'm not at rest. So I'm always looking, oh okay, this, even if it's just one T or just one dot, I want to make sure I put it there.
That's deep.
So it's a challenge. I'm trying to work on it.
No, it's not. I don't
know. Some people it is. Because sometimes people tell you that you don't have to make your work perfect. But to me, it has to be perfect. And I think the other challenge I'm facing is a YouTube page. So, and I created a YouTube page.
YouTube
I created a
channel.
YouTube page last year when I had a class last year. I needed to put it on the YouTube for people to continue to watch.
Yeah.
The challenge I'm having now is to continually put content on my YouTube page. Because I know how stressful it is to edit this video. It comes out as just 15 minutes, but actually be 6 hours of editing. And I really want to keep my viewers entertained. I want to continually put content. But medical school, it's a lot right now.
How do you navigate this whole pricing thing, even as a graphic designer? When people come and meet you, how do you set price? Because there are a lot of beginners out there that they are thinking, is it 5K I'm supposed to charge me, or 10K or 20K? There are so many things involved. What are the tips you can give to anybody to navigate the whole pricing thing?
I've not really had to take up jobs for now. But from the ones I've taken, I give a fixed price. So I remember when I started doing that, I didn't know how to price. And that's one of the things you learn as a designer. You learn to put value in your work. It's not just the money, it's the value. People are paying for the value, are paying for the time you've spent there. So when I started with 5K. I started taking up free jobs. When I started with 5K. I think I remember one time someone was like, it's the person was trying to say, it's kind of a lot. But I said that's the amount. So it's the earlier we start negotiating, the better it is. Because I know a lot of people telling me that what you design is actually more than the costs. So I've seen quite a number of beginners trying to attend. They attend just one class, and before you know, they've started hosting classes, and they started charging people 10K, 20K. And in my mind, I'm like, it's not that all that bad in itself, but you are going to be giving people wrong perspective of what a graphic designer is. So why don't you just calm down, attend a lot of classes, be good. Then when you tell people this is your price, they don't argue. Number of times when I design, when they try to tell me, okay, it's kind of expensive, or tell them go to my Instagram page, see my works, or my Pinterest, go there and see. Then when you're done, come back to me and let's talk.
Wow, I love this.
Because you know the value. It's called audacity. Audacity in that you are good at what you are doing.
Thank you so much. You have even shared a lot of wisdom with what you just said just now. The next question that I have here is, you hosted this WhatsApp class that had over 1,000 people. How many people in total?
Over 1,000.
What I'm curious about is, how did you go about that?
Thank God.
What the Holy Spirit is putting in my heart now is, there may be people watching that they may have value, you understand, that they also want to share to some set of people, but what has been stopping them is, I'm having a bit of fear. Will people turn up? Will people show up? Will people join this class? All of those things. So like, how did you go about all of that? Because that class actually bettered your YouTube channel, I can remember.
Yeah, it did. Wow.
Yes.
I was privileged to host more than 1,000 participants.
Well, is that the first class you held?
Yes, that's the first class.
Wow.
Two of my friends were saying what they are saying is good enough to host the class. And one of the things that actually held me back was I felt I was not good enough, but I felt like I needed to know more to be able to hold the class. So by the time I hold the class, it's not just any type of class. So but a lot of people were telling my friends that I should host the class. They know that I can do it, and they know what they are saying, and they know that a lot of people will benefit from it. That was my push then, and because we were free then, we were at home then.
Yes.
Because if we were not at home, I would never, no, never.
Medicine will not allow you
at all. Then I prayed because I didn't want this class to turn out anyhow. I want to be able to effectively impact what I know, so that by the time I see the people that I've trained, I can say, wow, I'm proud, like I'm happy, I'm fulfilled. I knew I struggled but after I prayed, I just said, okay, I think it would be good to host a class. It was around September last year, because I knew that I think it was from May. I just kept on pushing it. No. In September, I just succumbed. Okay, let me host the class. I will make it 2 weeks. Let's just free class. Then I started gathering resources, started making videos, started a lot of things then, and I think one of the things that also aided my publicity then was that I had friends who were willing to push it out. When I sent out my flyer, people were like, wow, so you say you want to host a class? Send me the flyer.
Wow.
Because they knew, oh, okay, this guy is good. So they were, in fact, one of the, I remember then, the Gen Sec of our serving lag then, while I was still serving then, they sent it to their group chatting lag. So I had a lot of people from there, a lot of audience. I gave God an amount of people I wanted to train.
Oh wow.
I gave God a specific amount. Like I don't want to, no, I don't want it to be a type of class where I have like 1,000 participants, only 20 are attending. It's not really encouraging. There's really no point. That means just your audience is just 20.
Yeah.
So I remember then I had a lot of publicity. People pushed it out, even to my Instagram and all that. So then I started preparing the classes. People were telling me that I should hold a master class.
Wow.
After then, and I should ask people to pay. That was how it started. So I didn't believe I could do the class. After the class, I was like, wow. So that was how it was. That was how it went.
Wow. Honestly, one of the things you said two things specifically that stood out to me now, and the first thing you said was the group of friends you had. Lately, I was watching How to Pick a Partner by Pastor Mike Todd. Kingdom partners, divine partnerships, and all of that. Was talking about the fact that a partner is somebody that encourages you. That immediately they enter into a room, you are down before. The words that they'll be speaking to, they are able to call out the greatness in you. And honestly, as you were just saying, your group of friends, they were encouraging you that guy, go and do this thing, you are good and all of that. That's something to actually commend the set of people you surrounded yourself with. That God actually placed you in their midst. And the second thing that stood out to me is your prayers and the fact that you were specific with God. Ask and it shall be given. It's still not too small to still go to God to actually pray. And God, your excellence. The next question that I have here is a very funny one, but it's fine. So, do you think just being a graphic designer is enough? Like maybe just being a graphic designer, motion, product. I'm not saying you. I'm talking about somebody that is somewhere watching. Are there additional skills that you think would be helpful even after learning a skill to even propel you forward? When I started my own business, what I discovered was I needed to know copywriting. You needed to know content creation. You needed to know, all of these additional stuff that just having a skill enough may not be able to actually help you sell some of these things. So what other skills do you think people should actually look out for?
So when I started, I only thought that just to create designs, create flyers and all that. And I discovered I had issues with publicity. You could be good.
Yeah.
But when you have poor visibility,
low visibility.
Yeah, you probably not achieve the sense of what you want to achieve. So one of the extra skills that I think that is essential for a graphic designer is having to put out your work. That's publicity. When you see adverts on TV, you see how those people advertise their product, how they make sure that it catches your eye. So one thing I learned is my design is not just enough. As a freelancer, I also have to publicize. That was why I had to go to motion graphics. So I remember one of my product design then, I was like, okay, after I've created this product, how would it sell? How would it attract the audience? And that's okay, put it in a motion graphics. Let it move.
Okay.
Let it speak. Then for a graphic designer specifically, what I discovered also is photo editing. When I started, I thought they were...
It's so important.
I thought they were different. I'm not saying you have to be a photographer. Photographer must know how to photo edit, but not only photographers need to know how to photo edit. As a graphic designer, you have to learn how to photo edit. Because let's assume a client gives you an image. This is the image I want you to work with. And you are saying, okay, I don't like how, can you give me something better? And they are saying, oh, this is what they have. Can you please? You as a graphic designer, you have to find a way to make it work. You have to find a way to make the image look fine, beautiful, appealing. If your flyer is good and the image you are using is not good, it affects your design. So as a graphic designer, you have to learn how to market your business. You have to learn photo editing. You have to learn how to communicate to people, okay, this is why I think this would work. This is why I think this would not work. Because your clients might not know better as you do. Okay. So it is your work to tell them, communicate what you think would work for their brand.
Okay, yeah.
So you have to learn how to communicate. I think those are the additional skills.
True. Thank you so much. This is so insightful. It makes a lot of sense. Sales, marketing,
Everything works
all those
together.
are it's until when you start that you know that
You know
even
that
content creation, you
it's
have
not
to learn
easy.
content creation.
You would
It's
learn it.
like these things are it's so crazy
Interrelated.
how everything is intertwined together.
Exactly.
If you cannot learn, you just go and employ somebody that can help you do that.
And pay.
If not,
And pay good money.
and pay money. If not,
But you don't have the money, learn
because
it.
at the end of the day, you realize that it's not the product that has the highest quality that sells it. I'm not saying
Yes,
quality
it doesn't
is
matter.
yes, but you realize that it's more that makes the loudest noise that
No.
actually sells. Next question that I have here. For those that are designing with phone and they feel that they need to upgrade to a laptop before they can start making profit from graphic design or motion design, is the use of phone okay, or can they do they necessarily have to shift to a laptop, or can they still generate a lot of profit from designing just using their phone? Do you get what I said?
Yeah, I get.
Yeah.
And I really love that question. That was the purpose of my last class. I wanted to tell people that, or beginners, that the issue is not what you are using to design, it's about your creativity. Ambi is someone who she doesn't have it all, but she makes it. She knows how to improvise.
Make use of what she has.
Yes. And that's the point. You don't have to have everything. You have to start from somewhere. Even though it would be difficult. Like now you have a ring light. I remember when I was creating my cloning video, I didn't have a ring light. I had to get two stools. I had to get a ever bottle water. I had to get my phone. I had to get a rubber band. And I had to make it stand. And I had to sit under the light in the dining room.
Hey.
But when the video came out, you won't know I didn't use a ring light. You won't know. For me, I start with my phone. In fact, I design with my phone. I don't use a laptop.
Currently?
Yeah, I don't use a laptop. When you tell people this is why I use it, make them not believe you. This is why I use so that it doesn't look like I'm making it up. So I design with Canva, I design with Pixel Lab, and I also use Photoshop. But I don't use Photoshop for design, I use it to create mockups. Then I bring it to my design. But right now I'm using Pixel Lab. Okay, right now I'm using Canva because I'm using an iPhone and iOS. There's no Pixel Lab on an iOS. So Pixel Lab is only for Android users. But I started designing effectively with Pixel Lab. That was why I did that class. It was a smartphone design class for Android users. So I brought it down to tell people that you don't need a laptop. In fact, I can't use a laptop right now because I design on the move.
Oh wow, interesting.
Yeah, sometimes I don't really have the time to sit down. I sketch, then I'm designing as I'm moving. I'm in the bus, I'm designing. I won't be able to do that with a laptop. I might do that, but not effectively. So on my phone, I'm designing. You can just check out my IG page, Olaoba Oladapo.
We are definitely dropping a link in the description box. So because
my designs are on my phone, my smartphone. All my designs are on my smartphone. So yes, you can design on a smartphone. In fact, start from a smartphone. I tell people that if you can design effectively on a smartphone, then that guarantees that you will do very well on a laptop. I think some weeks back, we were meant to create for an organization for a conference. And I made my design on Canva. You know, when you tell people you create on Canva, people like Canva, what's Canva? No, and the reason people say that is because Canva has templates. But I tell people that if you want to be good, you don't use templates. Start from the scratch. Regardless of what you're using, start from the scratch. Designer that use templates, Canva templates, I would know. Because Canva the designs are a type of brick.
Oh wow.
So if you are using Canva, I know I just this is a Canva design. Back to what I was saying. So this conference we went to design and I used Canva because I didn't have the luxury to be using my laptop. Then this other person used Photoshop, or I can't remember. And when I compared the design, in fact, I thought the person used Canva.
Wow.
But when I saw the person using a Photoshop, I said, wow. The design was good, but when I compared, we would not know I used Canva
to actually make
the design. Wow. So you can start with smartphone design. You can make a lot of profits with smartphone design. It's not about this software, the app you are using. It's about you, how creative you can be, how you can improvise, how you can bring this together and make the design communicate.
Wow.
So, can make profits.
That was really beautiful. When we were at YMR, YMR, weapons of war. You were designing on your phone.
Yeah,
Yes, now we were at YMR, and that was like the first day we had not started, so you were busy. Like doing it was an RCF design, obviously. Like I'm just saying that to just say like about the design on the go that you just do.
Yeah, I think one important thing I would like to say, the reason why you are designing on smartphone is, by the time you've designed so much, you are good. Upgrade, improve. Don't remain on the smartphone. That's very key, because there are some brands some designs that you can't use Canva, like when you want to create logo.
Oh wow. But yeah, this brings me to my very next question. How do you deal with rejection as a creative? How do you deal with rejection? I don't know what rejection means to you, but
okay, so rejection means you're not yet there. You can do better than this. For me, I've not really had to do rejection because, like I said, I don't have a brand yet, so I've not really had to work with clients and all that. It's only people that know me and say, okay, we know you can design.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've not really had too much rejection. But the one I had lately was not really rejection. So basically, the person came up to me and said she wanted her son is having a 1-year birthday.
Okay.
So this person I'm very close with.
Oh wow.
So and it's okay. This is the type of design. She sent me a sample.
Interesting.
This is what I should follow. So I did that. I tried as much as possible to. And she was like, oh okay, that she wants some things on this that she would call me. She never called me back. I knew that she had gone to meet another person because the date on the flyer was closed. So I was watching. I'm like, is she not going to get back to me? The birthday is getting close. When the birthday passed, I was on the Instagram story. I knew that she has gone to another person.
You didn't reach out to her?
No, I did. But she's a family.
Oh,
she's family.
Okay.
I know school has been busy, so but rejection as a graphic designer, everybody would probably face rejection one way or the other. It just depends on how you view it, how you interpret, how you respond to the rejection.
It's how you respond.
So you are rejected. Do you stop doing what you are doing? Do you stop improving? Do you stop it totally because someone rejected you?
Exactly.
Do you improve? Do you learn? Do you attend more classes? It's the response that matters. So what I would tell people is it's an avenue to improve. And sometimes when clients reject your work as a graphic designer, it doesn't mean you're not good. It means they don't really understand why, or they don't understand fully what graphic design is. Yeah, sometimes you have to really go down as even calling, oh, this is why I use this color, this is why I use this is why I use, because in graphic design, their colors represent something and you cannot use colors for anyhow. Like Valentine, you cannot use blue. Everybody uses red. So you have to tell your clients, okay, this is why I use this is why I use this, communication and all that. But even still, if you are still rejected, it's fine. Continue to improve on yourself. It gets to a stage where you will design, and if the person rejects your work, you know the problem is not with you. It speaks confidence to you. You feel bad. In fact, if you don't feel bad, you've not started.
If you don't feel bad, you have not started.
You will feel very bad.
Yes.
You will feel very bad. And the thing is, everybody is still growing. Because if you start learning a skill now, obviously you are not yet a pro. So if you start designing and you make a design for a client and it gets rejected, it just tells you that you are not yet, you still need to grow. It just tells you that, okay, I need to do more, I need to get more inspiration, I need to pull more work, I need to be very intentional. And it does not mean you will stop getting jobs.
Exactly, it's not the end of the world.
Exactly, it doesn't mean you stop. Some clients can be very difficult. Some people are just like that. Why some are actually so that's just it. Rejection. Come on.
Honestly, God bless you for this.
Just continue, actually.
God bless you for this. Thank you so much for this. Thank you so, because somebody needed to hear this. There's this visionary leadership conference that DDK held lately, like the free one on YouTube, and they invited Fela Durotoye to come. And of course, that's my first time listening to Fela Durotoye, and I was so inspired. And there was something he said on that day about, this whole rejection matter. He said then, when he was writing JAMB, he has failed JAMB like how many times? That's how one of his teachers in secondary school, then already said that, he was so serious. Báwo lè ṣe máa pass JAMB and all of that. He said immediately he had that statement, you know that if you know, like when people are doubting you or they are rejecting you, know, in your mind you'll be thinking that nobody believes in me. And he said no, that was the fuel for him to sit down and say, I die here on this book. Oh, he said, even not because of the words of that, I don't know the exact way he put it, but he was talking about even doubters, that there are people that you know, rejection, doubters and all of that. There are times that those people are positioned to actually push you into destiny. Like Judas Iscariot was a part of Jesus's journey because he was obviously going to betray him, and that is propelling Jesus into destiny, obviously. You get like, it was like that man was the one that made him sit down and God said, this jam I must pass it. I think he had over 2 years. I can't remember the you get, he did like so well that it was because of the statement that that man said. So, like, rejection can actually be a good thing.
And it's one important to also note that those who reject your work are not bad.
They're not bad people.
Because if you're a very bad designer, obviously your work will be rejected. So the problem is with you. No, it's not with them. So rejection, the people rejecting you are not all that bad. You get, so it doesn't mean like the problem is with them. In my house, it might mean the problem might be with them. But also try and improve and
and check yourself also.
Yeah, check yourself.
Yes, check yourself
Sit
also.
back and check yourself.
The next question that I have is that what courses or channels can you recommend to people that are graphic designers, motion designers? What channels can you recommend? What are the people you follow? You know, this is like follow who know road though. So please show us the people that know road that you can recommend in the part of that media space. Your YouTube channel is number one, obviously.
I wanted to say that. Go and buy my course. So actually my course is on my Instagram page, so there is a link there.
Okay, it's on Seller.
Yes.
Okay.
There are quite a number of people to learn from, honestly. There are quite a number of people. I don't know how to start. Maybe I should start mentioning them. I took classes, not Coursera. Coursera has its own audience. Graphic design, you have to be under someone. You have to not like under someone, like you have to attend a class where the person will give you tasks to do. So that was why I started. So the classes I attended were King Benji. Check him on Instagram.
God, you need to see this guy's design.
He's very good. Then Chisom Ogbonna.
Yes, Chisom.
I was moved from Pixel Lab to Photoshop now. That's growth. I follow churches on Instagram because, truth be told, churches, Christian bodies have the best graphic designer.
Let's even start talking about CCI graphic design now. I don't know the person. I'm still wondering. CCI, I don't know the person that is.
Those guys are anointed. So I think you should just go on Instagram and follow. They say something like, no design is actually totally new. Everybody gets inspiration when you get inspiration from one place or the other. So Instagram, follow churches. You can also go to YouTube. You can go to YouTube, just search whatever you want to design. Example,
marry the University of YouTube.
Exactly, YouTube is very good. But basically, Instagram, Pinterest, yes, Pinterest, Behance.com.
Yes,
so Pinterest, Instagram Explore. No, Instagram Explore can be very somehow because you explore, you'll be explored to another place. So you need a lot of discipline for that. But attend classes, pay for classes. And when I mean pay and attend, I don't mean attend. The class is going to be 3 days. I don't mean attend when I just whatever you don't give time to be productive, basically. So if you actually want to be good, you have to give time to it. So you attend classes, follow people, you know, get inspiration.
Not that you just pay for course now and you not follow. Hey,
just be intentional about it. Get the motivation, get the drive. Ask yourself why I want to do this. Is it money?
Yeah,
because if it's money can be a motivation, but to me, I think money as a motivation is limited. It has to be impacting people is a big motivation. You want to impact people, grow, you want to nurture people. That's a very good motivation. So attend classes, pay for classes, and create time. Exactly.
Create time to practice.
Practice consistency. Consistency is very good. I think I mentioned it because you see a lot of people starting something, and when people say they want to learn graphics, one of the things they ask, do you want to learn it, or you are just feel like you are free now? You just want to
let me shout
while your time. No. Do you want to learn it? If you want to learn, you have to be consistent. Consistency is every time someone meets me, I'm able to deliver. It doesn't have to. Consistency is not every day. It doesn't have to be every day. It might be weekly, it might be monthly. But Are you being consistent? And that's one thing that grows your page even on Instagram. Consistency is very key. It's not about starting the initial, okay, start and drop. Because if you check people's drive now, you see about drives, classes that they don't even attend. I'm also part of them.
It's not this stuff is so funny because everybody is even on this stage. There are so many classes that I joined that's the conversation for another day. Because there are classes that I joined that we not listen to. It is well. Thank you so much for bringing in the perspective of consistency may not mean an everyday thing. Actually, what matters is you shall show up. Show up and do what you have to do. Thank you so much. So the next thing that is here is what advice? And I feel like you've actually given advice. In the other question, what advice will you give to believers that God has called to the mountain of media, the creative industry, and young believers that are creatives in general? What advice would you give to anybody?
Honestly, I love that question because I'm very big on the Christian media. First advice I would love to say is you as a believer, you have the Spirit of God in you. So you are a master creative. The Bible says in Genesis 1 how God created everything in the universe in 6 days. Tells you that your father is a creative. So inherently, by default, you are a creative, like you said from the beginning, a master creative. It lives in you. So it depends on you whether you want to build it or you just leave it there. So everybody is a creative. You are a master creative. Let no one downplay that fact. But the fact that you have the Spirit of God in you, you are a master creative. Second thing I would love to say, we have been called, especially for believers, you have been called to stand out. And standing out is in all spheres of life, especially in this generation. You have not been called to blend in. You have been called to stand out. You know, the Bible talks about that you are a city set on the hill.
Yes.
You should not try and blend in. You have not been called to follow trends. You have been called to create trends. Create your own trends as a believer. Because everybody wants to do this. And before you know, in the space of, it really bothers me why every month there's usually one trend or the other. There's usually one video or the other. Before you know, it's gone. There's usually one story. So it never ends. So the Bible says that you are in the world, but you are not of the world. So don't try and blend in. Try and stand out. Another thing I would like to say, you have an advantage of the Spirit.
Holy Spirit.
You have an advantage. It's when I say you have an advantage, it doesn't make you a lazy believer or a creative. It makes you a believer, a wise creative.
You see, what you just said now has to be. In fact, we need to carry microphones.
I'm saying.
Yes, I'm saying. A lot of times, what we just see is people have already decided in their head that the Holy Spirit is a spirit that is just for me to be falling down inside church. Whenever there is the power of God, the Spirit is everywhere. People will start falling. I'm not saying it is wrong to fall down. That's not what I'm saying. But the fact that people do all of that, and when it's now time for you to come and deliver in your academics, in whatsoever God has called you to, you will now be like Peter will say, you cannot be a believer and you are not smart or only work. Like Holy Spirit is an excellent spirit.
As a creative who's a believer, you cannot afford to be sub-maximal. You cannot afford to be below average. Sometimes when I see designs from some churches, I'm always wowed. I'm just there. For some reason, I'm like, who is this person
that made this?
Where did this creativity come from? This person human. Why the other side? Like what? How did this even get out? As a creative, as a believer, you can't be sub-maximal. You have to improve yourself. You have to work on yourself. You have to continually show up. You can't afford to be lazy. You would obviously come across obstacles and challenges. It's there. It doesn't mean because you're a creative believer, you will not. It's there. You have challenges, but because you have the adventure of the Spirit within you, you're able to overcome those challenges. So what I tell people is that because you are a believer, please and please communicate effectively that you're a believer. That's why I'm a big fan of excellence in whatever you're doing, especially in graphic design. And that's why I really love our churches nowadays. I can say it anywhere. The best designers are in Christian religious bodies. Let me just create an example. Redeemed Christian Church of God.
My
God. Our church. Due to the designs for the last convention, I'm like,
who made this? The media team, man.
I'm like, I know they're called social media wars. I'm like, you guys are really
Yeah,
warriors.
I just saw the social media warriors lately.
Yeah.
Church, church media community.
Church media community, yeah.
And they shared a post together with social media warriors. I was just checking their page. I said, hey, so this thing exists.
It's good because it shows that these people bear the Spirit of God within them. These people are anointed. You know, when you are, there's a difference between knowing something and being anointed for that thing.
Yeah.
These people are anointed. Don't give room for mediocrity. See, push and push. You know, people say something, especially when it's time for exams. Read like you've never prayed and pray like you've never read.
Yeah.
And you can apply that to graphic design. Because you are a believer does not mean you should now do things anyhow. But what a believer is a motivation to do better, to shine. You know, the Bible says that we are the light and the salt. And once the salt loses its taste, it's been thrown away. You are the light. It means that people pay attention to you. You are there for people to pay attention. People always want to see you.
One of the things that this just laid in my heart now is, if Jesus was here, if you are to offer him design as an offering to him, what kind of design will you present to him? And it is possible to be on fire for Jesus and still be excellent.
And it's well, I think you said a number of times. I think people already know that. For those I don't know, you better listen.
Yes, because that's a burden for me. It is possible to be on fire and still be excellent. I saw what God did with my academics when I really submitted to God. God, I've not had anything less than distinctions. In like 3 semesters now, continuously. The one that I tried to do on my own is nonsense that came out of it. So when I now finally calmed down, the Holy Spirit, I need you to guide me on this thing. And I started saying that God is in academics. Like God is in everything. Hey.
Yeah, like you said, God is also in design, especially in media. And I also like to say lastly is that there's nothing too small to involve God in. Just like you want to create a flyer for anything, take a moment to pray. When I mean pray, this can just be God, Holy Spirit, please really help me. I need to create something very good. So you need to put God in everything, because design should communicate. Should communicate life. I and my friend were having a discussion one time, and they were saying how that they love some churches' design. That when you see the design, you already know what the event is all about. When you see it, you'll be like, oh my gosh, I really want to attend this program. So let your design communicate. Let it communicate life. Yeah. So they're not too small to involve God in.
Well, the last thing that the Holy Spirit just brought to my heart now is, it's very important for you to go to God and go and ask him the blueprint for that mountain of influence. Go and ask him. There's a vision in the heart of God for every mountain of influence that you have been called to. Yes. So go and ask God, though. I think it was dedicated, I was saying something. Go and catch God's kind of vision. Because even as a graphic designer, this is not the time to actually just be a casual graphic designer. This is the time to be anointed graphic designer.
Anointed.
This is the time to say, yes, this is the vision God has placed in my heart for graphic design. This is the burden God has laid in my heart, because everything is spiritual. We are spiritual beings, actually. You know, in Revelations 5, the Bible was talking about the fact that we have been called to be kings and priests on earth and all of that. So what does being a king and a priest mean to you?
Okay, well, to me, the scripture that came to mind for the king is, said, "Seeth a man diligent in his work, shall stand before kings and only men." So for me, what a king means is that men will stand before you. Men will always want to see you. Men will always want to talk to you. Men will always want to hear from you. You are an ambassador for God. So that's what being a king means to me. Then for a priest, as a believer, we are representatives of Christ here on earth. We have been called to a place of intercession. We have been called to a place of prayer.
Fellowship.
We have fellowship, prayer, everything. Meditation. So that's why king and priest comes together. A king gives authority. So you are in a place to give authority. Also, a priest intercedes. So you're in a place of authority and intercession, but at the same time. So that's what a king and a priest means to me. So they are together. They are not actually separate. So a believer has been called to a position of a king and a priest.
This is so profound. Like the last time that Olaoba was there, Olaoba was like, you cannot fully be a king without being a priest. You cannot. It is from the place of priesthood that your kingship would actually even stem from. Like me now, I get a lot of confidence when I spend time with the Holy Spirit. When I spend time with the Holy Spirit and I'm done, it's like I have wings to fly. Like I'm on cloud nine. Even when I have doubts in my mind, my doubts are cleared in the place of fellowship. So that now empowers me to now say, okay, we are going out there to go and be expressing the authority that God has given us. Like you said. The next question is it okay to ask God for inspiration even when you are trying to come up with something as a creative?
Yes. Yes, you should. In fact, it is very essential that you do. God is interested in your creativity as much as you are. You are not the only one burdened. God is also much interested. That's why He has called us into it. That's why He has called you into it. So it is okay to ask God. In fact, you should at every point in time. As you have said, there is always an agenda of God for every season. And also, there's also an agenda for God for that particular season of your life as a graphic designer. So it's very important to be aligned. It's not just about creating flowers and creating and earning money. God might be saying, I want to work with this organization.
Yes.
I want to win so they need a flyer for this. I want to work. Don't collect money. I want you to work with me. So if you don't involve God, then you have missed out on the vision of God for that season.
This is so profound.
So it is very essential to involve God in whatever you're doing. And another thing is because God is always there to help you. And like I said, it doesn't mean you are lazy. It just means you are sent on an assignment. You have to account to somebody. So help is always available from God. And the interesting fact is that it cannot be exhausted. So it's very essential as a believer, as a creative user believer, to always ask God for help, to always see God's face in whatever you're doing, especially in the media space. Because you will find out that a lot of people actually get the message, the gospel, from the media itself. When people stream online.
Yes.
And let's assume you are behind the media and all that, and you don't understand what it is, and something happens, the thing went off, that particular message someone was meant to hear to get born again, he didn't hear it. It's very essential to involve God in what you are doing. It is not a cliche. It is because you are a believer, you understand your assignment, and that's actually very key. You have to understand your assignment, where God is going to. You have to understand your place in the media space. And the thing is that it might be seasonal. I know that mine is seasonal.
Okay.
Mine is not going to, because is medicine. God is calling me to the medicine.
Medicine. No.
But for this season, the design journey is for this season. So you have to understand what God wants for that particular season. Yeah. So it's very essential to involve God in everything in your design journey.
Thank you so much for what you just said now. Wow. Okay, so the last question that we have for today is God a creative? And I think we've actually answered that before.
Right.
And is God interested in creativity? And I actually think we've actually answered that.
Because God created everything, He made things in place. So for His assignment to be done, for things to be done according to His will, He is actually very interested. Don't think your work is carnal. I think that's the what you need to tell people. You might think that because you are creating fire, media is not part of the church, or is not part of the,
because you are not on the altar.
Yeah, exactly, because you are not
part of the maybe fivefold ministry and all that.
But the thing is, you are also part of it. In fact, you are a major part of it. Because imagine, let's say that you are not creating fire that communicates the essence of the program. That means you will not draw the people that are meant to come for the program into the program. Imagine this program, you have the rain for YMR. Just look at the design, the anticipate. It makes you want to anticipate, okay, what would this program be about? So it is very essential. God is very much interested in everything we do, your design journey as a photographer, as forex trader, as anything, in finance world, anything, your medical line, your academics, whatever it is, your marketing, content creation, God is very much interested. So far, God has called you into it.
In summary, everything you are going to become, you are going to become it in God. There's nothing you are going to become outside of God. Trust me. There is nothing outside of God. It's in this place that things are happening. I think it was Olapo that said something like that. It's in the presence of God that things are actually happening. So I hope you enjoyed the video for today. You can go ahead to like, to subscribe, to share with your friends. You can check the description part of this video for the links to the Instagram page, the TikTok, the podcast part of this channel, and even Joseph's Instagram. Everything is going to be in the description. Thank you so much. till I see you next time.